Greetings and welcome aboard. This is Justice 110. This is our intro to law enforcement class for our brand new Associates of Arts degree in law enforcement, offered here statewide from the Sitka campus of UAS. This is our class. This is our starting class. From this class, we're going to study cops. We're going to study the courts. We're going to study corrections. Give you some good basic understanding the way the system works, and then we'll build on that knowledge in all our next classes. An apology right off the top. I apologize for the cost of the textbook. By far, most of the textbooks I use are a third of the price of this one. I've been teaching this class for a long time though, and I really like this text. I think it's worth every dime. So, yep, it was a lot to burden this semester. Yes, it will be much cheaper additional semesters. If you don't have the paper version yet, what you might try, I use the online version. Oops, there we go. I put it on my tablet. Why is that so hard? I put it on my tablet. You can put it on your laptop. It's much cheaper than the paper version. You can also rent it. Try through Amazon. It's hard to find a used copy just because it's updated so often that the last edition won't match the syllabus at all. So you're kind of stuck with the new version. Again, my apologies. Every other semester from here on out will be much, much cheaper. You saw that you also need one of these. This is the Alaska Police Officer directory. Hopefully you saw on the announcement page. Hopefully you found that. If you got this far, you did. You'll see that you need to order one of these. $15. It talks about all of the local, state, federal law enforcement departments in Alaska. It's got a section on private security. We'll use this in almost every class in the program. So get your hands on one of these. It's a real good resource. I'm glad you made it this far. Let's talk a little bit about online classes. I don't know if you've taken online classes or not before. The online classes has got a wonderful benefit in that you can take them on your schedule. You can take this class in your bunny slippers over the breakfast table. You can take this class at night after work before you go to bed. You can take it to fit your schedule, your days off. You don't have to make it into campus, which a lot of us can't do because we live out in the middle of the roadless system anyway. So that's the good thing about online. The bad thing about online is that you have to stay with it. Time management is the bane for online students. What you'll do is you'll say, I got to read that chapter. I'll do it after breakfast. And then, I got to go run this errand first. Then I'll read the chapter. I'll read it after lunch. I'll read it after work. I'll read it after the kids go to bed. Oh, now I'm all tired. I'll read it tomorrow morning. And you just don't get to it. If you're on campus and you know you have to be there on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 to 10, you tend to keep up because everybody else is keeping up. Out here by yourself, it's much harder. If you find yourself falling behind, be sure to give me a touch. Be sure to give me a shout, and let me help you catch back up. It's much, much easier to keep up than it is to catch up. So please try to keep up. Classes each week are divided up pretty easily. We do a chapter a week. This week is chapter 1. Next week is chapter 2. Hopefully you see the pattern there. There is a quiz each week. It's a 20-question, true-false, multiple choice, open book quiz. It shows you that you understood the material in the chapter that week, and it's always important, this being our basic intro class, that you understand what we talk about each week. So my quizzes are open book. We don't do a lot of memorization here. The first time I tell you to memorize something, that yes, you do not need a search warrant to search the trunk of a car during a traffic stop. Well, unfortunately, 3 weeks from now, the courts are going to change their mind, and you're going to be running around with bad information. Things change constantly in this profession. So I need you to be able to do research, to look things up, to understand changes. That's why I do things open book. I want you to be able to find things. I think that's a lot more important than memorizing things. You've got a paper every week. The paper, one page. I do a paper every week for a couple of reasons. One, people in this racket seem to have a hard time writing. If you go to a police chief conference, the first thing they do, all these chiefs stand around and talk about how poor their officers write. District attorneys are always complaining how poor reports are. So we're going to do a lot of writing. We're going to do writing every single week. And your writing counts. I not only need your papers to be insightful and correct, I need them styled right. I need your punctuation, I need your spelling. They need to be good examples of writing. So, and you got to bring it back to what the discussion is and what the reading is. When you write about something, it has to be relevant to that week. What I want you to do is, let's say we're doing search warrants this week. We're studying search warrants. I want you to write me a paper that says, gee whiz, I found a newspaper article in the Anchorage Daily News about a search they did in Anchorage, and the book says you have to have a search warrant to search a house. Well, Anchorage didn't need one, and the reason they didn't need one, they said in the article, was because of the plain view doctrine. So I want you to either write about a personal thing. Oh geez, the cops came and did a search warrant on my uncle's house once. Or again, a newspaper article you find, or a TV show or a movie. On this TV show, they showed that the cops just kicked in the door and looked under the bed, and according to the book, you can't do that. So whatever you write about, either a personal experience, a newspaper article you find, a movie you watch, a TV show you watch, it has to be tied back in to show me that you can understand what you read with the chapter and you can apply that knowledge. So, we're going to discuss every week. We're going to write every week. We're going to read every week. This week, the discussion board is to introduce yourself. Tell me about you. Where are you going? Where you been? Why are you here? If you haven't been on a discussion board, it's a lot like a Facebook entry. You write something, you read what somebody else wrote, you answer what they wrote, and your discussions have to be a couple of things. You can't just say, I agree or I disagree. You can't attack people. We're very civilized here, okay? You can disagree, but back it up. No fighting. And, I lost my train of thought. That happens. So anyway, so introduce yourself this week. I remember what I was going to say. It's got to be more than one entry. You can't just say, I agree with the last guy, and that's it. Okay? I need to see that you're engaged. I need to see 2, 3, 4 discussion entries for you. I need to see that you know what you're talking about, that the book says this, or so-and-so said this, and I think it's that. So show me you're engaged, show me you understand, show me that you're working on this stuff. It's going to be a good class, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. So work your way through the syllabus, work your way through the first chapter, work your way through the exercises, and give me a shout if you need anything, and good luck, and welcome aboard again.